For this assignment, we're giving you a break from thesis, claims, and evidence. Instead, we want you to write a narrative essay. In other words, we want you to tell us a story. So why this screwy assignment? Well, we admit it, these essays are more fun to read and grade, but we have an additional objective, and it's related to helping you choose your words and sentence structure more carefully and develop a strong personal voice. Our Global Short Stories unit is ending with 2 stories in which the main character, the protagonist, is making decisions that disappoint a parent. In this essay, we want you to write a narrative that captures a time in your life when you felt you had to disappoint the expectations of a parent or teacher or relative or coach, some person in authority. Of course, you should feel free to change names, but know that whatever you write will be kept entirely confidential. What's most important is that we don't want you to reflect on this experience. We want you to tell us a story. To do that, first think about the stories that you enjoy. These stories show, don't tell. The authors employ action and dialogue to reveal what the characters are thinking and feeling. We put an example of a rebellion against authority narrative up on Moodle. It's the reaping scene from the Hunger Games, when Katniss volunteers to fight in her sister's place. Thumbs or nose, if you will, of the authorities. So these requirements are reflected in our grading rubric. These are the elements of writing we want you to focus on in this essay. The word count is obvious, and I've talked about the second requirement. Let me close by just explaining a little more about what we mean by the last 2 bullets. Good writing involves more than just failing to make mistakes. Good writing style is vivid, exciting, and personal. Your own voice should come through. For this assignment, we are focusing on 3 elements of strong writing. Elements that may be easier to practice when you're writing a narrative essay than when you're writing an argumentative or analytical essay. 2 fit under the general category of diction, which is just teacher speak for smart word choice. More precise and specific nouns really liven up your writing. And this slide gives you some examples. So do active and precise power verbs. Again, you see some examples here. The right choice of verb really changes the meaning of the sentence and makes it much more specific. So precise nouns and power verbs also help you avoid piling on adjectives and adverbs, which is a common writing trap that many good students fall into. The third element of good writing that we will be looking for in these essays is use of the active rather than the passive voice. I think the clearest way to explain this is with an example. So here, our sentence is written in the active voice. And here is the much wimpier passive voice version of the same sentences. So you're not going to mess with us, right? And you're not going to blow our minds. We want you to proofread carefully and avoid writing errors as much as possible, which is a final element in the rubric. So you're going to be reviewing basic writing conventions all year. We've posted a sentence grammar review sheet and a punctuation review sheet on Canvas in case you have a question or to help you bone up on some of the rules. Remember, too, that spell check and grammar check are your friends. So I'm going to end by noting 2 very common problems that we see in student essays all the time. One is really random capitalization. For some reason, many students throw in extra capital letters. Remember that you want to capitalize specific names, places, titles, what we call proper nouns, and nothing else except, of course, the first letter in the sentence. The other error we see all the time is run-on sentences. I copied this directly from a student essay handed in years ago, back when I was teaching AP European History. This is a classic run-on. There are 2 reasonably clear sentences here, which have mysteriously morphed into a single, pretty much incomprehensible sentence. An even more common run-on sentence is a comma splice, a sentence that combines 2 or more complete clauses with a single comma that splices these clauses together. Here's a reminder of the basic rule. Students, especially good students, seem tempted to write long sentences, and they often do this by stringing short sentences together. Try mixing up your sentence types and lengths, and in the case of doubt, use a period rather than a comma. Well, that's more than enough for now. Just remember, we parents, teachers, coaches, and adults in authority Know that we sometimes disappoint you. Hang in there.